Hi, it's Rashida here following up on my scuba diving video. This is part 2. Okay, in part 1, I told you all about the process leading up to scuba diving. It was the morning before I went out to get underwater scuba certified. And I didn't, and I was scared as shit, but I came back in one piece. I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive. Yay. Okay, so I went out to get certified with a company called Diving Planet in Cartagena, Colombia. It was pretty good. I had a great experience. I mentioned in the earlier video that I don't like snorkeling. And one of the first things I learned when I did the online part of the scuba diving course was that you had to snorkel out a bit to get to your dive sites, or that was like the proper way to do it. And so I had a teensy bit of anxiety about that part, also about sharks, but we can talk about that later. I was a little bit anxious about the snorkeling part because I just have never enjoyed snorkeling before. But thanks to the scuba diving class, I actually snorkeled, and now I really, really like snorkeling. I might actually like it more than scuba diving, not sure. It was so much fun being out there, and I don't know if it was because I had a much bigger challenge coming up, and the fact that snorkeling came before scuba diving and we were sort of swimming out there before the descent. Whatever it was a great experience to go out there and see everything that I saw. So went out, like I said, with a company called Diving Planet. I really recommend them. They were great. The first day I met at their office, did some paperwork, took a quiz. I just finished my course the night before, so the quiz felt very repetitive, but I guess it was required by PADI, who's the organization that I got certified through. So got certified, or I'm sorry, went to their office, took the quiz. We got in a van and drove to the docks. From the docks, we went on a speedboat to an island an hour away. Now, if you know me, or if you've seen my Instagram, you know that I love boats. It's a special place in my heart. Love being on the water. I love boats. However, I do not love being in a speedboat in choppy water for an hour. I've had better experiences on boats before. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't the most comfortable experience either there or back. It's also really hot, really sunny, so luckily I was in shade I found some shade on the boat on the way there and the way out, but there were other people who I think were getting burned on the boat because it was just so much time on the open water. Okay, we went out to an island called Isla Grande, and the way Diving Planet has it set up, you spend a night out there. I didn't spend a night at the site where we were scuba diving from, but if you're going to do it through them, I would recommend doing that, or maybe through any scuba diving organization, only because it took more time to get in the boat again, drop me off where I was staying, and then pick me up in the morning. So I got dropped off later and picked up earlier than people who were staying there because sort of like roll out of bed and get there. It was much easier and much more convenient for them. The place that we were diving from was sold out when I tried to get there though, so I waited to the last minute. That's what happened. I stayed on a really, really awful place in Isla Grande. I won't say their name now, but if you're thinking of going out there and you want to check with me, just shoot me a message. It was gross. It was gross. I paid way too much for it. I paid as much as I would pay to stay at a really nice all-inclusive resort out on the island because it was like a holiday weekend and there was nothing else left. And when I got there, they had my reservation. They did not have a room for me. And so I don't know how they didn't put that two and two together, but there was a reservation in the system and there was no room until I showed up. But I sat outside and got bitten by mosquitoes for like 45 minutes before I tracked the woman down, and she was like, "Oh, we'll give you this room." And I got this weird, funky room for like 8 people. Anyway, enough about that. Let's talk about the good things. Scuba diving was beautiful. Getting to the bottom of the ocean, or at least like 15 meters down, which is I think really took us. Maybe 10, I don't remember. Anyway, it's all in my dive book though, which we'll talk about later. I saw so many beautiful fish, things I've never seen before. I cannot identify anything. Um, it was just really pretty. And pretty is enough for me. Pretty can be enough sometimes. So lots of beautiful fish. The coral was great. I am definitely a sinker. So there were many times where I was sort of level, and then I'm trying to adjust my air and like normalize and get it all equalized between the amount of air in my dive vest and the amount of weight and my weight. I'm trying to make sure that for each depth, each new depth that we got to, that I balanced appropriately. Well, if I was even a teeny bit off, I sunk like a rock to the bottom of the ocean every single time. No one else in my dive team, there were 4 of us, 3 of us and the instructor who did that, no one else did that. Me, every single time. Unfortunately, I think I destroyed some coral because I kept landing in coral. And like the first time I tried to like get out, and then I realized by doing that, I was just kicking up and like destroying the coral. So after that, every time I landed in something, if I was like on the bottom of a clear part of the ocean, it was fine. But if I landed on coral, I had to like sit there, kind of like sitting like this, like in the ocean until my instructor came and like grabbed me by the arm and pulled me up, because she even said that like I'm a sinker. It's what I do. So even with like the appropriate amount of weight, if there's even just like at one level, if I'm just a tiny hair off anywhere else, I'm hitting the bottom of the ocean. Apparently it's not a problem. It's not a consistent problem for a lot of people, but it was for me. So on my next attempt to go diving, and I am going to go again, hopefully I'll get more practice at that and I'll get better at that, or at least I'll have some clearer places to land on the bottom of the ocean floor where I'm not destroying coral or anything else. So we did 4 dives. The first day we went to the pool, the resort's pool, and we did some practice stuff. And then we did 2 dives in the afternoon. And then the next day we did 2 dives in the morning and like some tests in the pool, but no more like practice stuff in the pool. The diving equipment is heavy. It is so heavy. But everyone was great helping us into things and, you know, making sure that we didn't fall backwards with the tank on our back. I can't say enough about how much I enjoyed the experience of learning something new and pushing myself to a new challenge. So one of the reasons that I really hate snorkeling is I felt like every time I breathe in the snorkel, I feel like I'm drowning. I don't know why. Like, it's a really uncomfortable thing for me. So to have the same breath happening like way down at the bottom of the ocean where you can't easily just pop back up, was going to be a challenge for me, both physically and mentally. And it was really nice once I got the hang of it and breathing and like really calm breathing. It was really easy. In the diving course, one of the main things they say is like it's all about breath. It's all about breath. But as you know, I'm a yoga teacher, so I've been saying it's all about breath or some version of that for years. So it was the part of like controlling my breath and not using too much air was something that came naturally to me. Other parts of it, not so much. Like I said, I tried to be like this for most of the time. I was like, my body just would not stay parallel to the ocean floor. There was always some kind of tilt. And I think my instructor started getting frustrated with me because she was like, what is going on? But I don't know what was going on. Everybody else got it, but I couldn't. After that, pause. I have notes. I saw blowfish down there, and this huge crab. The crab was like this. As I mentioned, we saw blowfish, huge blowfish. It was not fully blown out, but it was still like a big fish. I don't know how to describe fish. I'm not a fish person. I'm also not a bird person. I may not be an animal person, but different day. We'll talk about that a different day. Okay. Oh shit, let's talk about this. Okay, so As you go down, you need to equalize the pressure inside your ear with the pressure in your environment. So every little depth you drop, you're supposed to like blow into your, like, keep your nose closed and blow in and just press water, like the pressure out. It's supposed to equalize it. Science magic, I don't really know. Anyway, I've been sick about a solid week before I went diving. I was sick. There was a week, and then I went diving. So a week in between. I thought I was better, but on the dive, I realized I might not be, or I may have had some sort of ear infection because going down felt like someone was kicking me in the head. Like it's an intense amount of pressure, mostly my left ear. Going up, I had an intense amount of pressure in my right ear. So at first my instructor was like, are you broken? What's going on? I think she thought I was just complaining or scared, and that was how my fear manifested. But on day 2, she was like, oh, something's really wrong. Yes, something was really wrong. It looks like I had a block in my ear, which is medicine, science, magic, once again, I don't really know. On the way down, the pressure was blocking from getting out. And on the way up, it wasn't like equalized either. So going down and going up were extremely painful. Fortunately, my instructor was really patient with me. So on the first dive, we did 4 dives. On the first dive down, I think it took me 20 minutes to get to the bottom because I was moving slow as shit. And she's like there with me, like staring in my eyes and breathing with me and telling me to clear and go. And then we go down a little bit. And everybody else on our dive team is already at the bottom of the ocean, waiting for me, looking up like, what's happening? It took them maybe like 6-7 minutes to get down, and it took me 20. My instructor said, because she was watching that. So our dive was a little shorter than it would have been had I not been in pain. And then I think on my last dive, we went down the same distance. It took me 5 minutes to get down. There was still a lot of discomfort, but there wasn't the same amount of pain. But even to this day, so this is, I think, 2 weeks later after I went diving, my ears, like if I bend down to pick something up, I can still feel that my equilibrium and my ears are kind of funky. I don't know what's going on. I should probably get it checked out. My scuba diving instructor told me to get it checked out, and then I left Cartagena and went to Guatemala, and I have not seen a doctor. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm in Guatemala City. It's raining here every day, and it's kind of boring. So I've been in the apartment, in the Airbnb, trying to get life stuff done. Yeah. I'll save the rest for another video. Anyway, scuba diving was a really great experience. A couple of people on who we were diving with that day said that, oh, now that you've done this, you're gonna start like planning your travel around scuba diving. And I was like, well, I'm probably not gonna plan my vacations around scuba diving, but I will definitely, when I'm in a scuba diving place, do it again. I also heard that one of the best places to go was Playa del Carmen, which I had been in for 5 weeks and did not go one time because I hadn't thought about it yet. And so when I go back, I'm just going to definitely go back to Playa. When I go back, I will go diving there again. So I'm excited about that. So playing in the background. Wait for it. All right. So yeah, so what if I'm in an area that has good scuba diving, I will go again. I really enjoyed it. I'm glad I'm certified. I'm glad I learned something new. I'm really glad I faced my fears. I did not see any sharks underwater, but I saw something that I thought was a shark. And if I didn't already have that fear implanted in my brain, I probably would have looked at it and said, oh, that's just a really big fish. But I don't know fish. So underwater, really big fish and really small shark aren't the same thing to me. Like, it had a head and a thing, and it was big. It was gray, and I can't see if it has that little fin because I'm below it. And I'm not going to swim up to get close to it to find out. Anyway, no sharks. And I'm grateful. So faced the shark fear. And the shark fear wasn't really a fear of seeing sharks. It was because as I mentioned in the first part of this video, in the original video, in the training, they kept talking about like, we should have a knife with us, like a diving knife, but we shouldn't use our knife to fight sharks. And so I kept wondering, like, what do you do if you see a shark? Like, what, if you're gonna tell me that I need a knife, but I can't fight a shark with that knife, which, I mean, I'm not gonna just like run up on a shark just because. But if I can't do that, then what do I do if I see a shark? Do I just say like, shark, don't bite me? Also, I saw Megalodon yesterday. So maybe I won't go scuba diving as soon as I thought. Because in the movie I was like, this is awful. Like this is causing some real anxiety. But it wasn't that memorable of a movie, so maybe I'll forget it by the next time I'm near scuba diving territory. Anyway, just wanted to give you guys that update. That's part 2 of scuba diving. It was a great experience. I'm glad I did it. I hope that if it's on your bucket list, you try it sometimes. Honestly, it doesn't have to be the best place. Just find any place, get certified, see if you like it, and then, when I say find any place, I mean any place with a safe company. Find a company that can do it safely. It doesn't have to be the most beautiful spot in the world. Go there, see some things, and then get certified and go someplace else. Apparently, there are a lot of locations that won't let you dive there unless you have 10, 15 dives under your belt. So I'm looking forward to going there one day with enough dives in my dive book to do those. Also, I mentioned the dive book twice. They give us the company, Diving Planet, gave us a book, and all divers have this book that tracks their dives, how deep they went, what they saw, etc., what the temperature was like, what the water was like, and use that as like proof of dives for the future. So I'm an official diver with a real dive book. I'm an official diver with a real dive book. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so that's it, because I'm sure you're done with this. It's been fun, and I hope you take a chance and do something you're scared of soon. Bye!